Hi everybody, good morning. I'm making this reaction video to the title 78% of the Americans are broke, and why? Well, foremost, I cannot be dramatic because I do not know how to be dramatic, because I am telling you the truth, and truth is always simple and straight. To begin with, the speaker says that investment is the option, or investment should be the foremost priority, and that most of the Americans do not invest. And then he says that what is the point in driving a car which is worth $20,000, but you paid $50,000 because you're purchasing the car on finance? Well, you are paying $50,000 not for the car, but you are paying $50,000 or those extra additional $30,000 for the time, right? Because there's a lot of difference of driving a car, say a Ferrari or Maserati, when you are 25 years of age, and to driving the same car, Maserati or Ferrari, when you are 55 years of age, right? Huge difference, because the feeling that you get when you are 25 driving these beautiful machines is totally different as to the feelings that you would be getting when you are 55 and above. You know, young blood, excitement and energy, totally different. Because most of the time, you look around people who are 55 years of age, they are burned out, they are dull, they are dry, and they just go through life as if some sort of compulsion. There's no power. But you look at a 25-year-old guy or 25-year-old girl, no, they are specifically guys, they are full of energy. The power is so much versatile. So, what is the take-home point? I'm going to view this concept of 78% of Americans being broke in two different perspectives. Well, of course, he then mentions a $20 shirt and you buy it for $50 because you wanted to buy it $50, and then he gives a relative example that how credit cards are being used by people. Well, there's a lot of difference. Say for example, you like a beautiful jean, right? And you're buying this jean. It's a skin tight jean. Now when you are 25 years of age, when you wear that, the feeling that you get will be totally different from the feeling that you would get from wearing the same jean when you are 55 years of age. Because everybody knows muscle density is lost with the increase of age, and wrinkles are formed, and the body loses its topography, its shape, its vibrancy. Everything goes off. So the point what I'm trying to tell here is, it makes a huge difference. Time is the most priceless and precious commodity that any individual has. Now, the concept of instant gratification, of course, as I told you, as I mentioned to you, it makes a huge difference to enjoy things when you are filled with energy, right? Because when you are 25 and you drive a Maserati and walk out of a Maserati, the number of eyes that would be staring at you would just be unimaginable, pertaining to or in contrast to the number of eyes that would stare at you when you are 55 years of age. Plus, when you wear this skin-tight jean with good body topography, when you are 25, definitely more than 200 or 300 or even more than that, women would stare at you. They would send you choosing signals compared to the time when you are 55 and you clothe yourself in the similar fashion. Should be, or in other words, you should be happy even if two of the individuals or two of the girls who are in their prime send you choosing signals. Most of the time, it's remotely possible for you to get those choosing signals when you go up in age, because it's the youth that people want. Youth attracts youth. I have that in mind. So, of course, instant gratification cannot be, or in other words, you need not have to go always for instant gratification. Sometimes you can delay them, but I would never agree to the fact that hold on till you have saved for another 30 years to enjoy life. It goes off. Life just flies past by you. So there's no point in the foods that you find delectable when you are 25 or 30 will not be so much so pleasing to you when you hit 55, because the way in which your body changes with age, plus you lose your appetite, right? The moment, even when you touch 35, mid 35, things which really concern to you when you are in your 20s wouldn't be so much so attractive to you. So, in other words, what I'm trying to mention here, what I'm trying to make a point here is that time is precious, and every individual has just an allotted number of hours that he or she can use to the best possible way to enjoy those beautiful things that the world has got to provide. Of course, these are the memories that every individual would have when they tend to become or when they become more matured in age. So the speaker says, invest, and then the point I wish to ask is, what is the surety? He raises the same question. What is the guarantee that you're going to get 10% return after 30 years? What is the surety? We have seen several people going bankrupt and losing their mind because their investments are being swallowed by the so-called sharks. What is the surety? I rather enjoy my time with the money that I have when I'm young, rather than waiting for another 30 plus years to enjoy what is just an illusion, right? Of course, I'm not against investment, but is there a guarantee that whatever money that you are going to be investing is going to be returned to you with interest? That is the most important question that I wish to pose, because we have so many illustrations where people go insane because the investment money is swallowed by these people. Imagine 30 years investing $500 every month. For 1 month, you invest $500. So for 1 year, it's $6,000. For 10 years, $60,000. Place an interest of 10% on each, on that amount, and see how much you will get scaled up. 30 consecutive years you're doing. So are you going to get the money back? Of course, I can have my own insinuation. I can have my flight of imagination to tell unto the people, 30 years you do this, and at the end of the 30th year you become a millionaire. Excuse me, becoming a millionaire after 30 years is no big deal. You follow me? So it's not something that you should be proud of, because millionaire, having $1 million doesn't make you rich. Have that in mind. This is a wrong assumption people are making, that they say that, oh, I've got $1 million and I'm a millionaire. No. You're not a millionaire. You can manage to lead a life for next 12 months or next 24 months or next 36 months, depending upon your lifestyle. If $1 million would only take you 2 years or 3 years, if you were not to do anything at all, just living on your $1 million. You follow me? So people always say, oh, you can become a millionaire by doing all these things. After 30 years being a millionaire, it doesn't sound all that attractive. Okay? Of course, you can tell a story to people, making them to believe, oh, hey, you need to invest. And after 30 years, you become a millionaire. And then, what do you do with all those money that you got? You don't even have to chew the beautiful food that was once delectable to you when you were in your 20s. Of course, let me go up again. Let me go up on another fact. This man next strikes a comparison between India and America and says that how people in India save 20 cents for every dollar, but people in the US spend 120 on every dollar that they earn. Well, there is a fact to that. Of course, Indian people save. So what do these parents do? They save the money, they save the money, they save the money and invest on their children. The children get all the best of the best. And finally what the child does? When he gets married, he kicks the mom and dad out. He wouldn't even give a single drop of water to this suffering mother and father. He wouldn't visit the dying mother on a deathbed. He wouldn't even shoulder his father when his knees are aching and his back is bent. They wouldn't even give a piece of bread for the dying parents. I'm not joking. It's a true reality. You don't believe me? Take a ticket to India and go and visit some of these home for the aged, where old people suffer. They suffer and they've got countless tales to tell the way in which they brought the child up and how the child is treating them, insulting them, humiliating them. You know what? The children are outrightly telling their parents, "Why are you still alive?" And then he says we need to strike a balance between the lifestyle that the Indians follow and the lifestyle that the Americans follow. Excuse me, don't ever do that, okay? Because you're going to save your money and hard-earned money on blood, sweat and tears and give it to your child. At the end of the day, you know what the child will do? He will kick the hell out of you. I'm not joking. There are countless tales. You need to go to some of these places in India where old people suffer. They shed tears of blood. Unimaginable. Unimaginable. So the take-home point is, look, have one thing in mind. There is a beautiful proverbial statement. What is that? People without vision perish. Now what you need to have is vision. Robert Kiyosaki beautifully said, whenever there is a proposition given unto you, do not ever pass a statement, "I cannot afford." That means you're putting an end to that. You're not going to be thinking anything further on that particular statement. You're done. But instead of placing a statement, ask a question. How would it be possible for me to make this vacation to the Caribbean, or take this cruise, or enjoy this beautiful luxury car, or stay in this hotel? Ralph Waldo Emerson said, whatever the mind can conceive, the body can achieve. Whatever your mind can conceive, you can achieve. But apparently most people don't even know about these things. They do not have any vision. If you don't have a vision, it is highly unlikely that you would be able to lead a life with purpose. Okay, apart from having vision, the next thing that you need to do is to save. Okay, not investing, but save, right? Because I know that many people like to go to coffee shops, right? Now, if you were to drink a cup of coffee, for sure, it would cost you $5. Now, along with the coffee, if you were to add a donut, of course, it will go up to $10. Now, every day you're spending $10. For 30 days, it's going to be $300. For 1 year, it's going to be $3,600. So for 10 years, it's going to be $36,000. Imagine, for 1 month, you're going to spend $10. It's going to be accounting for $300. For 1 year, it's $3,600. For 10 years, it is $36,000. Imagine, just by drinking coffee. So, what you can do, instead of going and shelling that $10, try to save the $10. You follow me? Of course, yes, you need to start somewhere. Never mind, it's small or big. If it can, you need to know, it's only tiny drops of water that make up the huge ocean. It's not that gallons, right? It's only tiny drops. It's itty bitty, you know. You start small. Never mind. Of course, you may not be able to realize the magnitude of it, but in a course of time, this small habit that you have introduced would gradually become a powerful chain, an unbreakable chain that no one can even break it, right? You're all fond of takeouts. You don't want to cook your own food. Why? I don't know why. I can't say laziness. If I were to say laziness, people will immediately become angry. Instead of ordering food or on any fast foods, I'm not saying don't eat fast foods. Of course, it's up to you. Whatever you choose to eat, it's your choice. But what I'm trying to say is, you can save some money on food. Instead of going to a fast food joint and spending $20 a day, that means what? $600 a month you're spending. 20 US dollars a day for 30 days, 600 US dollars. And for a year is 7,200 US dollars. And for 10 years, 72,000 US dollars goes up. Simply like that. Of course, 20 US dollars a day doesn't seem to be a big money, right? It's nothing, it's peanuts. But apparently, it's the smallest thing that really matters a lot. Remember that. Small things have a greater impact. And that's why there is a beautiful proverbial story. For want of a nail, the shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For want of a horse, the rider was lost. For want of a rider, the battle was lost. So good people, have that in mind. Start small and save. It's not the investment, because your money is handled by some Tom, Dick and Harry. You got no idea what his intelligence level is. So why would you invest your life in someone else's hands? The best way to invest is on your own self. You are the property. You are your own collateral. Have that in mind. You follow what I'm trying to say? So I would not favor or even advise people on investing in these 30 years spans of life, because you have no guarantee that the investment is going to come back to you. So this is the point number 2. Okay, have that in mind. Let's move. Okay, the third important thing is stop complaining. Okay, many people have this habit of complaining. They complain and they complain. They complain about the policies, they complain about the policy makers, they complain about the IRS, they complain about the state taxes, they complain about the federal taxes, they complain about the president, they complain about the government, they complain about literally about everything. If you cannot make it in America, then you cannot make it out in anywhere in the world. Have that in mind and stop this complaining habit. Just to reiterate, I wish to tell you this story. Once upon a time, there was this guy, right? Now, he was very hungry. So what he did was that he knelt down and he prayed to the Almighty, asking Almighty for some good food. Okay? And now, after some supplication, from above, he gets a beautiful banana. Now, he takes up the banana, and the first thing, instead of giving thanks for that banana, you know what this guy does? He complains again. Oh, Almighty, I asked thee for a beautiful food, but what did you give me? A banana. And all I got is a banana. After all these years of supplications and sincerity, you give me a banana when I'm hungry. And then what he does, he peels the banana, he eats the banana and throws the peel down over a mountain. Now he's actually on a mountain top. He throws downhill. The banana peel comes downhill, right? Now, after he continues on, this is what people do. Always complaining. I don't know why people become like this. So, now, the Almighty couldn't take this up. So, what does he do? He speaks from above to this man. He says, my boy, I gave you a banana. You ate and you enjoyed the banana. And you threw the peel down. Now go over and see what has happened to the peel. Now what does the Almighty tell this guy? The Almighty is instructing him, go look over what has happened to the peel. This guy walks slowly to the edge of the hill, and he stoops and he walks carefully, not to fall off. Now what happens? Now what does he see? He sees there are 200 people fighting for the peel. Would you believe that? 200 people fighting for the peel. So what is the moral, people? Don't complain. Don't complain about the government. Don't complain about the administrators. Don't complain about the policies. Don't complain about the policies makers. Jesus said a beautiful word. What is the word? Give unto Caesar what is due to Caesar. People are complaining about taxes. Excuse me, if you are not going to be paying the taxes, who is going to be maintaining good roads? Who is going to be giving you good lights to walk in streets? Who is going to be giving you subways? Who is going to be giving you buses and the taxis that ply on roads? The subsidized supermarkets. Who is going to be doing all this? And for your protection, who is going to be taking care of you? You're secured, you're safe, and you have everything around you. And here you are, standing and complaining when there are countless people all around you fighting for the peel. So the title of the video that this gentleman Mr. Minority, I forgot the other word, okay, as post is misleading. I would never agree 78% of the Americans are broke. That's what the great man, he once said. What did he say? He said, what is broke in America is considered a luxury in some part of the world. So don't say that you're broke. Of course, there are three things I mentioned to you: vision, you save, and you stop complaining. Okay? So until we meet again, have a beautiful, splendid morning.